talking to you from my house, my office space in a sense. So I entitled this video, The Diagnosis That Changed My Life. And the reason why is because on December 26th, day after Christmas of 2019, I received a call from my doctor at 4:59 p.m. I will never forget because I was just getting ready to leave work. 4:59 p.m. She called me and she said, "Are you okay?" No, she said, "How are you?" I said, "I'm okay." I said, "I'm a little nervous." I had just had a biopsy done on the 17th of December. And so she asked me, she said, "So how are you feeling?" I said, "I'm great." She said, "Do you have anyone around you?" I said, "No, I am in the office by myself." And she said, "Do you have a moment to talk?" And I said, "Yeah, I do, So I want you to know that you have been diagnosed with DCIS, which is a form of breast cancer." I was talking to my VP when I first got the diagnosis, and I was just kind of sharing with her my anxiety in those moments, and she shared something with me that has stuck with me ever since. She said, "Ty," she said, "in those moments you have to choose to be brave, even if that bravery is for 20 seconds. You hold on to it for 20 seconds. And then when that 20 seconds is over, you choose to be brave the next time."
We're at the West Cancer Clinic, and I just got my patient and family handbook. Yeah. Trying not to cry, trying not to scream, trying not to just have a complete breakdown right now. This is a very difficult process for me, and so I'm just trying my best. Like my boss told me, just be brave in 20-second increments, and so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to be brave every 20 seconds. And so today is the day I start treatment.
And then you do the same thing the next 20 seconds. Because one thing I realize is a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, you just have to take one day at a time." In some situations, your mind can't process a day at a time. Sometimes your mind can only process a minute at a time, 20 seconds at a time, 5 seconds at a time, a breath at a time. So I've learned that through this process, I have those moments where I just literally have to take it 20 seconds at a time until I'm able to get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm good this hour. Let's get through the next hour.
Just trying to be brave. Yeah. Just trying to be brave. That's all I got.
So I didn't know what to say in that moment. What can you say? What are you supposed to say? How do you react to it? Do you cry? Do you scream? Do you throw something? Do you jump off a cliff? Do you give up? Do you hold on? Do you maintain your faith? Do you question God? What do you do in that moment when your life drastically changes within a second?
I want to start some type of mild chemo treatment to prevent the area from growing or going outside the area that it's in. They want to try to isolate it and keep it in one spot. I'm not a fan of chemo or anything like that, so of course I'm here to see if we can find any other options available. I am looking into doing some holistic treatments as well, only because I am in a very early stage of it, so thank God for that. And at the age of 40, I just don't want to really deal with. Really, no one should have to, but I don't really want to deal with the side effects that come with chemo and different things like that. It's too many side effects. I have kids. I like my hair. I like having energy. I like being able to focus. I like my weight. I like my life. It's not perfect, but I like my life. And, the side effects of the particular medicine that they want to try me on, or they are considering as an option. That particular medicine affects everything.
I didn't know what to do in that moment, so I literally paused the conversation and I told her, I said, please explain to me what that is, because I had never heard of DCIS. And so she explained to me, it's called ductal carcinoma in situ. And what that is that when you develop cancer cells in your milk ducts, and those cancer cells they feed off of estrogen, the natural hormone of your body. It feeds off of estrogen. And so, even now, I have really, really great days. I mean, really, really good days. And then I have really bad days. Some days are easier. Some days are hard. And it's not that the days become difficult because I don't believe that I'll be fine. The days are difficult because the reality of what is going on, it will rise up, And it's one of those things where it's like, reality will deflate your balloon. A child, and you're playing with your balloon, and some real crazy person just comes and pops your balloon in the middle of your happiness. That's sometimes what happens. Reality kind of pops my balloon occasionally. And I have to figure out how to bring myself back to happiness.
I am getting ready to log into my call with my doctor, my oncologist, Dr. Vidal, just to do our virtual call and just to see how things are going with me.
Outside of that, have we started any medicines yet?
Yes, so I started the tamoxifen.
And how's that go?
It's so I haven't had major side effects, but the main issues that I'm having is of hot flashes at night, because you told me to take it at nighttime. So I started taking it at nighttime, and so I have been having hot flashes at night. Also, my emotions, like, oh my God, what in the world? Like, last Saturday was horrible. I felt like the whole day was moving in slow motion. So those have probably been, and then my appetite, I really haven't had an appetite to eat much. I'm still eating, but my appetite has changed drastically.
And so a lot of those symptoms get better with time.
Okay.
As your body starts getting more accustomed to its new normal. So let's just watch that and see because it seems like most of those are tolerable.
Okay.
When is your next mammogram?
I don't know. They did not tell me. I know that they are scheduling me for surgery on June 3rd.
So I've been off of meat for 3 years, and I've been off of consistent sweets for a few months. I've been off of a lot of bread for a few months. And so I've been able to adapt to a certain food style, that I thought would prevent me from being sick, that I thought would prevent me from being diagnosed with diseases and all that stuff. And so when I got this diagnosis, it made me feel like all the hard work that I'd done was for nothing. And so me and Tracy was talking today about, doing more plant-based, doing certain types of sugars and, doing certain types of fish and things like that. And it became so overwhelming for me. And only thing I could get out in that moment was I didn't ask for this, and that was very difficult for me because, I didn't ask for this diagnosis. I didn't ask to go through this phase in my life at this moment, and so having to readjust to another style of food after I thought I was doing the right thing, it just became hard for me in that moment. And so I had to take a step back, and I had to be brave for 20 seconds. And then, because I had a complete breakdown, I just had to step away. So shut my computer down, just walked away, allowed me to feel my emotions in that moment and allowed myself to release those emotions. And then after that, I said, okay, now it's time to center myself, come back and figure out, okay, now what? How are we going to make this work?
I am here in my doctor's office. Well, just to give you guys an update, I did make the decision to do the full mastectomy, mainly because I don't know the extent of the growth, and I don't want to do a lumpectomy, have to turn around and do the mastectomy. So we're gonna go ahead on and do it and get it out the way. So I'm here at the doctor's office so they can do my measurements and discuss the reconstructive process so that my body can look normal because I am severing ties with my breast. Yep, my right one, because that's the one that is not acting right. And so I made the decision over the weekend, and I think that I'm processing it, so we shall see how it goes.
How can I give myself permission to accept the next phase of becoming healthy? And so I'm still struggling with that, just to be honest with you, because I just feel that I've worked so hard, literally I've worked my butt off, to get to a certain point in my life, and now it's like, okay, it wasn't enough.
It's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna work out. I'm just trying to stay positive and just keep reminding myself that, I'm a fighter and I'm gonna get through this and I'm going to beat this. And God is with me. I have a strong support system with my family and close friends. So I wanted to give you guys just a little quick update about that. And so surgery is scheduled for June 3rd, the first surgery, because I think it's two or three surgeries, hopefully just two. But the first surgery is scheduled for June 3rd, which is the removal of the full breast and the lymph nodes, and everything else that's attached to it. So get that moved, get that out the way, and then we will go from there. So my doctor's actually on her way in here now, Dr. Alvarez. She's amazing. And let's see how this goes. Hey, Dr. Alvarez, how are you?
So I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. And so I've chosen to start journaling. I've actually been journaling maybe about 2 months now. I don't journal every day. I don't even journal every other day. I journal when I'm having moments. And I utilize that journal as a moment to, as a tool to capture those moments. Because a lot of times when we're going through difficult moments, we don't capture those moments because we want to forget it. When in reality, if we learn to capture those moments, when we find ourselves going through it again, we have something to refer to. We have something to go back and say, okay, let me go back and read this. Okay, this is how I was feeling this exact same way on March 3rd, 2020. And this is how I got through it. So if I got through it then, I could get through it again on November 19th, 2021. So I've just made the decision to record my emotions, record how I'm feeling, record my thought processes in those moments, and allow it to become a version of therapy for me. And so it's been really good. It has really helped me out a lot because I have an outlet. It's when you are a working mom, I'm a working mom. I have my own business. Tracy has his own business. We have our family business. You don't a lot of times have the time to find outlets. And so my journal is an outlet for me because I like to write. I like to develop stories. I like to develop, my imagination is just crazy. And so I like to develop things with my imagination. So me journaling also gives me an opportunity to develop storylines for, future writing projects or current writing projects that I have. So I have I'm not going to say I have figured out a way how to maintain this or live. I don't even want to say live with it, but understand my reality. I have not figured that out.
When they go in the first go around, she was saying that she's going to go ahead on and, lift this one because they do want to make sure that everything does look uniform or asymmetric. That's not the correct word for it. They would be asymmetric if she didn't, if she only went and fixed one of them. But to make sure that, everything looks normal, look as normal as possible because I'm literally getting a whole portion of my body removed. And so she's going to go in and pretty much create a breast.
I'm figuring out how to allow the reality of my life not to dictate my life.
The whole process is like right at about 6 weeks. After that's done, they get it to a decent size where they can go in and put the implant in. Then
it's one of those things where your life can definitely, the reality of your life, it can change in a split second. And a lot of times we aren't prepared. But why should we be prepared? We don't know. We aren't God. So we just have to choose to trust God in those moments of uncertainties, and in those moments of just not really knowing, which is uncertainties. So I'll be journaling moving forward, a little bit more in depth about everything, and just really taking you guys on this journey with me as I go through the whole process of healing. Starting off with more changes to my diet, developing a more plant-based lifestyle change, food lifestyle change. So I'm attempting to do a more plant-based lifestyle. And of course more exercise, because one of the things I did find out is that the more fat content, the more fat content that you have, the higher your percentages to develop cancer cells and stuff like that. So I am working on exercising more, working on doing a more of a plant-based lifestyle, and just being happy. So yep, so that's that. That's my reality right now, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job at maintaining. Yeah, so all right, you got any questions, feel free to add it in the comments. You can check me out on Instagram under my Instagram page is Miss Black Southeast. Facebook page is Tymika Chambliss, or Tymika on Stage, Tymika on Stage. LinkedIn, my full name. Twitter, T.Maria. Yeah, and that's it. My production company page, Black Box, one word, Black Box Productions on Facebook and Instagram. You're welcome to go and like those pages and just kind of check out some of our upcoming projects. So that's your girl Tymika with the Y, and I love you guys. Say it with me as always. Smooches and deuces.